Premier League.
Yeah.
Uh,
Friend, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt you.
Yes.
What was about what were you talking about Toyota? I don't get it.
the Brazilians, they're reliable. Sundowns, they keep winning.
And who isn't? I don't understand.
Toyota is a reliable car. No matter where you take it, it will
keeps
get
going.
you home. It keeps going.
okay.
Right? So the Brazilians, Sundowns, Masandawana, Bafana Bastaila, they are reliable.
You
10
know,
games
you
in.
know when you're there, it's gonna start.
Okay.
It's not like
Super sub.
like a French car or something where you're scared if it's gonna start today.
You must tell us what it means.
I'm really lost, honestly.
Look, think of it this way. It does not need a blue pill to get there.
We just started.
Does it make it simpler?
So Sundowns don't need a blue pill.
Are you setting a precedent?
They deliver.
Wait.
They deliver
Isn't
no matter what.
Kaizer sponsored by Toyota?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the most,
Oh, you get
the most reliable car sponsors the least reliable team.
Are you saying that Toyota is reliable and the team they sponsor isn't?
They need to rub off on Chiefs a little bit.
If we go with this narrative, so Chiefs needs a blue pill. I'm asking.
And easy. And easy.
You came up with this analogy. You need to tell us.
Okay.
Marco, lead the way.
Okay, so let's. We're going to get into DSTV Premiership. Ballers, once again, welcome. In the comments here, we promised the giveaway of a top up on a Betway account.
Yes.
So we chose our favorite comment from last week's show, but you need to comment again. So if you commented last week, be in the comments again. If we see your name in the comments again today, you're going to get your Betway top up. Len,
Yes, sir.
we were talking about the Brazilian Sundowns once again winning midweek. Obviously, they've got other non-DSTV Premiership duties to attend to on the weekend, so they played their game Wednesday night. What do you think?
They are the gift that keeps on giving.
Sure.
Look, at the rate things are going, they're like a machine.
Well oiled.
They're like a Chinese factory, right? Almost like they never close. Like
Yeah.
they
They
work
work
around the clock, right? So results for them are imperative. It doesn't matter whether they're playing Amazulu or they're playing Pyramids or they're playing TP Mazembe. Well, they did lose against TP Mazembe. However, think of it this way. You go play an Al Ahly, right? Top team on the continent. Wydad, top team on the continent. And no disrespect, you come home and you go play Polokwane City. It's like, okay, we have
An
to honor the fixture.
anti-climax. I'm being on trend.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I get you.
Yes.
It's like they need motivation to do that, but they're constantly motivated. And the beauty about them having a big squad, even though some of their key players are missing, I think Mbule is still out, Mvala is still out, Mokoena is still out. Mokoena is still out, right? I think so, yes. I stand to be corrected. So you've got some of those top players that are not available. Shalulile was out for some time as well. And I think, what's his name? Serino is also not around. He's not available. So but you're still able to get the result, which is what we were speaking to one of the former Sundowns players, but ballers will know as time and weeks come along, is that Sundowns is not a team. It's an institution. They make sure that, okay, cool, if we've got a hole here, we need to cover it. In fact, they don't wait to see the hole to cover it. There is cover in case the hole appears.
There's plan B and plan C.
Yes. That is why they are a cut above the rest. Yes, we can say games in hand are not necessarily points. But as it is, they lead by 5 points with 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
Which equates to 9 points if they convert.
And 9 plus 5, that's 14
points already.
Yep.
In a league that has fewer games than some of the others in Europe because of the number of teams in the top flight. So, Super Sub?
Coming to that game against Amazulu, I think Amazulu would be hard done because I think they really pushed Sundown all the way, and they had a goal that was disallowed, and to me it looked like it was a clear onside goal, which is really sad. You don't want to lose games in that manner.
I hear you. And big ups to Amazulu, they actually applied themselves in that
No,
game.
they pushed the Sundowns all the way.
To a point whereby you actually saw a little bit of frustration from
From
our
the bench of
favorite
Sundowns,
coach.
yeah.
He was here, Chief. He was ready.
He was ready to fight.
ready,
yeah.
Chief.
Let me just give you a quick rundown on the injuries, and I believe this is from the 6th of December, so 2 days ago. Brian Onyango, knee injury. Mutibi Mvala, he's got an injury also. Adductor injury. Deriek is also out. Aubrey Mudiba, like you've mentioned, knee injury. Rivaldo Kutsia, quad injury. Neo Maema, hamstring injury. Butelezi Tando, hamstring. Sianda Nyanga, adductor injury also. Junior Mandieta, one of the favorites, hamstring injury, and then Mabusi Obas, adductor injury. So
That's
I
a
think
whole squad.
Peter is
That's a whole squad.
Abductors.
abductor. So they have it as an ADDUCTOR. So it's abductor, not adduct.
Yeah, I think so.
They
It's
got it wrong.
abductors.
They spelled it incorrectly.
Yeah.
They didn't go to med school. But yeah, I get you. But like, listen to that. That's a whole squad.
Yeah.
They're just missing an injured goalkeeper and then starting 11.
Actually.
You know? So you
You
look
were
at...
still saying about the offside? You wanted to say something about the
The
offside?
offside. Sorry, I interjected.
Huh? Which offside?
From
Offside,
Wednesday night.
Amazulu.
Amazulu game.
Oh,
The disallowed goal.
The disallowed goal, yes.
And one of the ballers actually saying, official Black Tea, saying VAR is needed in the DSTV Prem.
ASAP, yeah.
Is it needed? Yes. Is it affordable? No. That's the simple answer.
How does the DSTV Premiership or PSL not have the money or the capacity?
Well, I mean, already SuperSport United weren't allowed to use their own home ground because it didn't meet the standards already set by PSL. If they were to add more standards, would it be feasible for a lot of the stadiums around the country? That would be a good question.
Because also think about it this way. There's 16 teams, right?
Yes.
Of the 16 teams, how many stadiums do they use?
And then how many
Not
are
a
they
lot.
sharing?
How many
Yeah.
are being shared?
I don't know. They probably use 10 stadiums. I'm not sure.
How many games are being televised? Because you need the...
Isn't every DSTV Premiership game televised?
Not all of them.
But they're all recorded.
Recorded, yes, but not all televised.
They're not televised live
Yes.
necessarily. Okay.
So just the infrastructure alone would be... It would be hell of expensive.
Okay.
And when you don't sign a 5-match contract with VAR, you
Okay.
sign a multi-year contract, and for you to be able to do that, and with relegation, promotion, Black Leopards will come. Are they now gonna go to Toyando and install?
Yes.
No,
May
again,
I
no
ask?
offense to Black Leopards.
May I ask? So we have, big cup competitions, your Telcoms, your MTNs.
There's no Telkom.
Oh, Telkom is out. So Black Label obviously has two.
Yes.
We have MTN. We have Netbank also, right?
Yes.
And I can imagine that as much as they are contributing, towards the overall, prize money for whichever team comes out victorious, do they not also give PSL money?
Yeah, no,
There
there's
is.
money.
It's a
There's money
sponsorship
there.
thing, yeah.
There's money there, but this is
it
an
not
expensive venture.
sufficient?
Although I think DSTV has already provided, as SuperSport, has already provided a large bulk of the layout cost for what VAR would be, which is all the broadcast facilities, which is what VAR piggybacks off of broadcast facilities in existence in Europe. So it would be about the VAR rooms. And why wouldn't DSTV Multi-Choice SuperSport put together a VAR room on behalf of the DSTV
And then what
Premiership?
role does SAFA play in this? Do they contribute also financially?
It's
If they don't
they
have to,
they have to train the referees.
that's the thing.
Okay.
So
And already our referees are bad.
now we need VAR
Well,
referees.
Amazulu versus Sundowns, case in point. When
Okay.
it comes to VAR, I think teams that are going to struggle is like teams like your Stellis with the stadium that they have, because I would like to believe that if they opt to introduce VAR, they're going to be using like World Cup stadiums, like Cape Town Stadium. Cape Town City will have to play there. Stellenbosch will have to play there. It's going to have to be a shared stadium in order to
But not
reduce
necessarily-
To have
costs.
this
Not-
facilities.
Also, okay, reduction of costs, yes, but for who? For the VAR or for the club? Because the club, when you say reduce costs, to travel from Stellenbosch to Cape Town, that's a cost unto Stellies.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm
And
saying
let
is
alone the
those,
team.
that's
I think-
another angle to look at it.
The teams can afford to travel from Stellies to Cape Town City Stadium.
not
The
a
team is
train
not a
smash.
problem. I
Yeah.
feel for the fans.
Yeah, well,
That's
there's
the
also
thing.
that. That's
It's
that's
already hard for them to travel to their existing home stadiums. To now travel further to a different stadium would be even harder.
So you're going to install a VAR at Princess Magogo, at Toyando Stadium.
That'll be difficult.
You see, so Polokwane City will have to play their games shared in Pitamugaba with other teams.
With everybody
And then
else.
Supersport will have to
Yes.
do
So
Lucas.
that's the way that I think would be the easiest to start with. You reduce number of stadiums that are involved, and then teams will have to share their home games.
Then that would mean the
Because in
fixture
any
list
way
would be
they're doing
affected
it.
also.
But in terms
Do you
of then...
the fixture list is going to be affected because if we are going to have, for example, an AmaZulu playing against an away team, and you have Lemonville Golden Arrows playing against an away team, and their stadium is Moses Mabhida, who then takes precedence?
But again, remember when they pick these fixtures.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to when
they're
one
going
is
to be
home,
longer
one
days.
is when one is home, one is out. It's already happening anyway. Kaizer Chiefs is actually they play some of their games in
all over the country.
all over the country, and those stadiums that they play the games in, it's shared. Like if they go to Mabhida, AmaZulu sometimes use Mabhida.
Speaking of Mabhida, so congratulations, by the way, to TS Galaxy and
Spukune.
Galaxians,
Stellies.
Stellies.
Or Stellies.
Yes, so they are going to be playing in the final. I believe it's going to be on the 16th of December, and they're playing at Mabhida again.
Sold out. I'm joking.
Sold out.
Tickets are for sale.
They are out for sale.
16 December.
Weirdo.
The coaches are probably going to be on some... Guys, aren't you
Do you
tired
think
of
it's
us?
going to be a sold out affair, Len?
No, it
Nah, I
won't be.
don't see it. And I mean, have you not seen also that the interest, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, the interest has dwindled because it's not, two big teams that are taking part in the final.
Yeah,
and
no.
also the semis.
And
I
the
agree
winner
with
of
you.
this plays against the PSL super team, right? Where the fans get to choose the players and the manager from another side.
Oh, that
to
fun
remember
part.
that.
Oh, yes, yes,
So in the
yes.
is
Okay.
it? The
Coaches, what was?
the Calling Cup final.
No, I think it's called the Culling Cup.
The Calling Cup,
Yes.
yeah, which is the once-off fixture, which will be
In
the
January.
super team versus the knockout final
The winners.
winners. So
That's
that'll
going to
be
be dope.
interesting.
Who do you
one.
think? Who do you think the fans are going to pick as coach?
Yeah, look, it's a difficult one, eh?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
I think Kevin Johnson. When it comes to voting, there's one team that you should not mess around with.
Because
Abana, when it comes to voting, they are the Toyota of this thing.
they don't need a pill.
Nah, dog, nah.
But I don't know if Chiefs fans are too happy with their
Yeah.
manager.
The thing is,
anyway.
they will do it for the sake of presence.
Yeah, look, I don't think they've got issues with Kevin Johnson
Yet.
Yet. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't take them long.
Speaking of the manager's position at Kaizer Chiefs, as we move swiftly along, Stuart Baxter. He could be an interesting one.
Guys, let me
Not
something
back to
that
Chiefs.
just hit me. Do you
Not
know
back
that
to
Stuart
Chiefs.
Baxter is 70 years old?
Wow.
Oh, he looked good for a 70-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 70,
Those
guys.
pills are working.
Then what did you have before you come here?
Blue
Wait,
pill.
but which pills am I talking about? I just said pills.
Please be governable, please.
Anyway, so the fact that he got that team, which league is it? And he got them out of relegation, they still let go of him. And I mean, to me, Stuart Baxter is still like I'm trying to find the word. I mean, did he not get Kaizer Chiefs to win 2 consecutive trophies? I believe it was the 2013, 2014
He's the last one to
season.
win the league.
He's the last
And the
one to win the
2013. I
league.
think there was 2 of them, yeah. So it would be a natural decision for them to have him back.
Was it a
Considering
back-to-back?
also, I don't see Pitso Mosamane going to Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, man. Let me check, guys.
No,
But
it was not back to back.
or maybe it's probably a year.
He
there was
probably
a
won
year.
2 because I
Yeah.
think he not
He
disturb.
had 2 stings.
He had 2.
Did he
ne?
not disturb the Pitso Mosimane?
Okay, it was a 2012, 2013, and 2014, 2015. So there was a year in between.
So yes, he
Yes.
disturbed
Just a
the-
one gap.
Yeah, he
Yes,
disturbed
there we
the Pitso
go.
Mosimane flow of
The
things
train.
of winning. Yes, him and
Yes.
Kevin Hunt, they're the only two that have done
That
that.
I've
Yes.
done it, yeah.
Yeah, he could be an interesting choice if he is available and willing to rejoin Chiefs.
I
That time
doubt.
lucky. Interesting, eh?
I doubt.
But anyway, there will be other vacancies if he does choose to return to South Africa anyway, Stuart Baxter. I'm sure there will be other PSL sides that would be very happy to take him on.
I think he's a manager who likes. It's like Mourinho would never coach Crystal Palace
Okay.
or Luton. Okay,
What?
the Newcastle now he would.
He's at Roma.
You mean he likes established team?
Big boys.
Established
Big names.
big names,
But,
teams
with money.
teams with money and a level of stature. Roma has stature.
And I can respect
Yeah.
that. I mean, he also coached the national team. Like, do you really want to take it there after being at the, at the heart of his career? He coached Bafana.
But there's other coaches who coached national teams. and-
Like who, Msenseki?
But
no,
was
he went
coach-
to Chiefs.
the
Yes,
That's
that's what I'm
understandable.
saying. Who
Steve
else?
Compella he coached Bafana. He was at Golden Arrows. He was.
Yeah, but
at,
Kompela is a different breed altogether.
we can.
He's
name,
an institution himself.
Yeah, no, we
you
know that.
Owen Dagama.
Remember,
he
you
even
remember
coached,
he was not beaten. He learned a lesson. Remember?
Who?
That's what he said.
He thinks differently, but we'll get to him.
While we're speaking about Steve Kompela, actually, like you said,
Yeah.
we'll get to him. He stuck to his guns against Pirates, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And I like a manager who does that. And if you lose, you're like, you know what, it's fine. I'd rather lose doing what I believe in as opposed to shifting and moving things, because I do that. I'm also confusing my players.
Okay,
my
Angie
understanding-
Postekoglu.
Okay.
So let's ask Sukasab what he
Yes,
thinks.
okay.
Look, I think for me, yes, playing from the back, it's a new thing in football, right? And for a team like Swallows, playing from the back, you really, really need, and no disrespect to the players that he has, you really need like good ball players, because you need players that are going to hold position, players that create space when there's no space. You know, playing from the back, it's very, very difficult. You need players that are going to be able to deliver that. And I will reference this to Bentley. Vincent Kompany is doing the same. And you can see that when he gets a team that is really, really, really good, you struggle.
I agree.
And that's the challenge.
I agree.
Are the players, yes, you're playing from the back, are your players equipped enough?
Does he have the personnel?
Do you have the
Yes.
personnel in your team that can deliver that kind of a
So
play?
do Swallows have to go to the market?
But it's not even that.
I don't think they have the ability, the affordability to do so. But I'm agreeing with you when you say that playing from the back, I mean, they already have, a good goalkeeper in Nakbe. So playing from the back, remember that playing from the back requires the goalkeeper also to play a part in it. But if he is saying play from the back would mean that, for example, your left back needs to make sure that he then, correlates with your midfielder. He needs to come closer just so that they're able to open a gap or go up straight. So I don't see them having the dexterity right now to be able to do that. They're not as fast also. And if they're going to be playing against a team like Orlando Pirates and that is applying a
They'll
lot of
get hit,
pressure,
yeah.
it becomes difficult for them. So they'll have to always keep on going back and starting over. And that's why
and
they're
then
not able
that
to
gives
move.
gaps,
Yes,
that
yes.
gives gaps.
But-
But again,
but-
also if you're going to introduce that philosophy, you have to start somewhere.
I was going to say the
I
same.
agree.
And the training ground is the play, and you need time.
And you need time, and
It has to be
if we
practice
look
and
at
practice
where
and
he
practice
is,
constantly.
he's not badly placed. So he is getting it right to a certain degree.
Yep.
It's just that when you get a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, your Orlando Pirates that have got good ball players, they're going to harm you. People like teams that have got players that are quick on the ball to find space, to create space, to pass the ball quicker. You're going to get harmed.
I
to
agree.
his credit, what he mentioned was that, look, yes, I understand that Sundowns, I understand that Orlando Pirates have the personnel to actually do that. They are quality teams.
Yeah.
But if we want to be mentioned in the same sentence as those teams, why are we going to sit back and wait for a memorandum to be taken out?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's time to play from the back.
Especially in
Yes.
games that you're likely to lose anyway.
Yes.
Right? Like a Swallows, if they didn't play that philosophy, would they go and beat Pirates?
Yeah.
Do you know? Or would they go and beat Sundowns?
Look, a lot of times when you are playing a team like Orlando Pirates or your Sundowns and you are in inverted commas a small team, right? When you sit back, you tend to get results a lot of times.
Yes.
Because the moment you
playing on
start
a
to match
counter.
them pound to pound, that's when
will
the
lose.
openings comes. That's when they find holes, and that's when they beat you. You know what I mean?
But we need to give them the benefit of the doubt. I
Yep.
agree with you in terms of just giving you time to drill that, because it is, as much as we talk about the playing personnel needed to be equipped for that, I think if you're drilled well enough,
Yes.
that playing personnel means being able to make the more difficult pass. But drilling, a well-drilled side can ensure that their movement makes easier passes available, and then you don't need a top player, you just need a well-drilled player.
I agree.
'Cause
And
the
if the
reason I'm
team
saying-
is in unison, if they have some synergy, if you already know that if I'm going to be going this way, then automatically that one is already coming through. That synergy is what is going to make this whole thing successful. It's exactly what playing from the back is.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you look at that games, when they make their passes, you can see that they're not comfortable yet. They tend to lose position a lot. So I think it's what do you call it? It's a process. It's a work in progress. I think they will eventually get there. But
Yeah.
From an example point of view, what you're saying, right, is if you remember, I'm going to make a Premier League example. If you remember, the Arsenal of Unai Emery tried to emulate that playing from the back thing. It didn't work because the center backs, the full backs, they were not comfortable on the ball. The minute you press them, they did not know what to do.
True.
Right? But gradually to where we are now, where you've got a Saliba, where you've got a Gabriel, where you've got either Zinchenko or Ben White, they're very comfortable on the ball. And you've got like an Odegaard who almost comes to become a fetcher so that he opens up and orchestrates
Those
what
moves,
happens and opening up the opponent. And the advantage of playing from the back is it's almost as if you're inviting the first line of defense from your opponent, and in a way you are able to eliminate them and then move forward with the numbers that you have, because maybe 2 or 3 already eliminated, and then your fullbacks can push up and gain traction, and then you suddenly have more numbers up front than your opponent.
And more importantly, you've got possession.
And you've got possession at the same time.
Because if it's a long ball, then you're competing in a 50-50 for possession, whereas if you're building from the back, you've got the ball. So you can continue to move the ball around and shuffle the opponent, as well as shuffle your team and play to the gaps that you want and play the long ball when you want. You know, so there's a reason why playing from the back is such a successful model for teams around the world, and why goalkeepers who are good ball players are going for such big money.
I agree. And that's why, thank you for mentioning goalkeepers, because your goalkeeper is also then forms part of the actual play. I mean, once you are not
Starts
able
with
to
the goalkeeper
you
usually.
take it back to him. You see, so you start the formation again. So you need to have a goalkeeper that's also very aware.
Hence why you
Joe
have
Hart, remember?
I know, but like locally, there's a reason why when Sundowns went into the market, the first person that they wanted as a replacement for Dennis Onyango was who? It was Ronwen Williams, because Ronwen is
comfortable
actually
on the
very
front.
good on his feet. Outside of him, who else in this country can you point out to being that kind of a goalkeeper? There's
Not much, yeah.
There's not really a lot. And on the
Yeah.
comments, Mpamonahen saying Swallows must just focus on top 8. On playing in the top 8, then playing from the back will follow. And I want to disagree with
What
him,
comes
but
first, you know?
the chicken or
Chicken or
the egg,
egg?
assuming it's available. No, it's implement now. Because if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Rather lose fighting than...
Tenag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same
Yeah.
as I was referencing Pep Guardiola when he started at City. First season, it was crazy. City was
Trying
nowhere.
to implement that.
Yeah, because that transition requires patience and also personnel that will fit your system. And I mean, that's why he came on. Joe Hart he tried first season with Joe Hart, and Joe Hart is a shot stopper. It's a very
And
good
then he
shot
replaced
stopper.
him twice.
Yes.
That's how important it was. Because he went
exactly.
for Claudio Bravo and then Edison.
Edison, you know, but he was not giving what he wanted in terms of starting from the back, being comfortable on the ball. So I think, in as much as I believe that sometimes you need results, and if you look at where they are sitting, you can take chance and introduce your philosophy. You know,
Speaking of keepers, so one goalkeeper, South Africa's number one at some point, being suspended from his team and losing his captaincy.
yeah. Look, man, that situation for me, it's very sad. You know, I mean, Khune, I would like to believe, like in my view, I rate him as one of the best Kaizer Chiefs I've ever had. You know, I think he is up there with the legends. You know,
One of the best the continent has had.
Yep.
that's true. You know, I will rank him in the top 20 of all-time Kaizer Chiefs players. You know, and for him to be entangled in a mess like this, it's really, really sad to watch. I hope he's gonna redeem himself, because it will be sad if this is gonna be the way he bows out. You know, because I mean, he has served that club with distinction. You know, he's been an example for Kaizer Chiefs. He's been an ambassador for Kaizer Chiefs. You know, he's led from the back. He has done everything a good footballer would do for that club. You know, and also for this little issue to be, I feel like it's a little issue. Maybe there were other occurrence, you know.
I'm sorry, Super Sub, and I just want you to respond to this, and also Luena Muleko. It might be a little issue, but I mean, he is a captain, he is a leader, is a senior member of the team, and what example would you say he's setting for the young ones?
No, for sure. I agree with you. He messed up if that is the case, you know. But what I'm saying
When
is,
Zayn, what did he do?
kuthi ufike ground
Ufike lapha phuzile.
Dagi, you know, and
Where Puzan striped horse.
does it start now?
Chilla's punch.
So I'm saying the guy has been with Kaizer Chiefs for over
shame.
15 years, right? Would he start going to the ground drunk now?
Oh, so
Maybe
you mean
there's
he's done
something
it
more to
before?
this.
I'm saying, so if it's a
don't
first, no, I'm not saying he's done it
Okay,
before.
I'm trying to get to the root of this.
Yeah, no, same as here. We don't know. We're all speculating here, right? Because what I'm saying is, why would he jeopardize himself like that towards the end of his career?
I get what you're saying in terms of if it is the first time he's doing it, should the club not be investigating and speaking to the guy and asking why?
Why? Instead
You've
of a
not
statement.
done this for 15 years. Let's keep it internal. Let's not make a statement.
Thank you,
Let's figure out what's going on with you.
Something
What's
must
going
be
on
up.
with you?
Does a metro ask you like, you've never done this? Is this your first time? Let's talk.
Yes.
But remember, Kaizer Chiefs is not Metroland. I don't think you're comparing two things that are the same. You know, even if you go into corporate, you know, if they breathalyze you and then you're positive of alcohol, right? They will say, okay, we're giving you 2 hours. Stay there, and then after we'll call you back. Because sometimes you might take it a little bit too late.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And then also you are given a leeway to say, oh, it's your first time, go home. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, so what if the only reason why, and this is a big what if Kaizer Chiefs has had the same occurrence in the past and kept it under the carpet and they were just tired?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good what if, but
That's what I'm saying. If there were other occurrences.
Why what?
Look. My thing is, right? We don't know whether this was the case or there are other underlying things that are being connected to this. And it's like you've piled up all sorts of things and now we're going to get you to this point. But at the same time, whether it's the first time or the second time or the third, whichever time,
Yeah.
you don't just go to Mam Ruby's and have like
You love
five,
Mam Ruby.
five striped horses and then go to training. No, there has to be a route from. So how can I call it? It's something at work probably pushed him to do that.
Yep.
He did not just wake up and say like, yeah.
There's a lot of angles that we can look this at.
is this a Len Moleko rant? Because I feel like it could be because, but I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yes.
Let's look at it this way. Khune probably should have retired a season or two ago already.
Not necessarily.
He's probably on the biggest wages in the PSL, or one of the biggest wages.
I'd say top 10, but not the biggest.
Not the biggest, yeah. But he's up. He's
up
making.
there with the rest of
he's
it.
getting paid big
But he
wages.
took a pay cut to renew his contract.
Right. But is it out of the realms of belief to think that maybe the club is looking for an excuse to muscle him out because you're not first choice goalkeeper? We're paying you lots of money. We need to free up funds to do other things.
But then,
I mean, that's another
Let's
one.
find
environment
any
is
excuse.
toxic.
so you pick this one thing. So that means you've been allowing it this whole time,
And now it's a problem.
and now it's a problem.
just to get you out because now
Something
you're not.
is not make sure there. I can tell you now because he was promised to be the ambassador when he retire. And what kind of an ambassador that you're gonna have
Is
that
suspended
is meddled
when
with such kind of things?
Exactly.
There's a
I
lot.
still
And
say-
I had these issues with other personnel within management there that he had, you know.
I still say it's out of frustration. You know, when you're frustrated at work, and I know this with a couple of people that I've spoken to who've gone through frustrations, right?
Yeah.
It's like your work environment is toxic. You don't have a let out, and for you, the only way to numb the pain is to do certain things. Sometimes you don't even pitch up for training because, like I'm not there. Like
You're just
the
defeated.
thought of getting into your car and going to training is like, nah, man.
But was he
When you
driving
were-
drunk also, if he got there drunk?
Yeah, look, man, we don't know how they came to a conclusion that he's drunk, but usually what I'm saying is like, and I've seen it before, like if you
Was he
had
driving a
one
Toyota?
too many,
Batong.
if you had one too many a night before, and then you don't finish like on time.
Yeah, you wake up with a buzz.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, when you go to work, that thing can blow you. So if they have got that kind of
Can what?
It can blow him.
Guys,
You
too much
are on
today.
trend
Please,
today.
please.
it can blow you positive. You can blow positive. You know. So what I'm saying is, It could be that he had won too many the previous night. Not necessarily that he
On the
woke
day.
up in the morning and said, I'm going to have one or two before I go to training.
I hear you, ne? And funny enough, there are certain coaches in our country who, like, you know what? You had you had a nice time yesterday, ne? You had a nice time, but you're gonna lose all of that today in training. I'm gonna show you.
You're gonna run.
If you go onto the field and you play and you produce the results, yes, punish me on the field. Make me do a lap or two or what extra. Yes, we all drink in the team kind of thing, or some of us drink. But even if I drink and I come to work smelling of striped horse the following day, I can go to the young ones and say, hey, my boy, hey, don't do that thing. Hey, my head is heavy, hey, kind of thing. Like, hey, don't do it. Because I'm coming towards the end of my career. What if the young one is already drinking? Because we don't police these people.
So Takalo Munonde says, Khune's situation is disheartening. Khune is one of the greatest goalkeepers the league has ever seen. I hope this incident doesn't affect his legacy. This guy even won Player of the Season as a goalkeeper. Remember that? Maybe he should retire.
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye in this situation. I'm telling you
Something
now.
is hitting the water.
Yeah, no, there's more than it meets the eye. I'm telling you.
So you would go with Marco's little theory.
Because I can tell you, Len, we know South African players. These boys, Babu Taylor boy, they drink. You know, you want to tell me out of that entire Kaizer Chiefs team, there's never been a person that
Shows up to training.
shows
But
up
he
to
is
training
senior.
here,
Remember
having
the
had one.
stature, the position he holds.
No,
I think
but what I'm saying is, maybe they are making an example with him.
yes,
you know?
of course.
You know, but I believe this is one of those situations where it could have been dealt with internally, and
Yeah.
the guy would have bowed
I
out
agree.
end of the season, and then that's it.
So are you telling me there are no snitches in the dressing room there? One or two senior players.
Snitches
This
end up in
probably
ditches.
is.
Oh, sorry, wrong team. But what I mean is,
Don't rush it, man.
sorry. What I mean is, right?
We'll get there.
Throughout the years, are you telling me like Jabu used to do it? The coach would be like, Fanaka, here's another striped horse. Have two.
Score a goal.
Let's go. And he does. He performs.
Yeah.
Khune is coming towards the end of his career. Should he have retired? Maybe this season should have been his last.
It's probably is his last.
Right?
With Kaizer Chiefs, at least that we know.
Yes. But what's happening now is something. It's nothing new. I mean, there was a rumor circling around either last season or early in the season that there were two players at Sundowns who arrived. No, it was last season.
Yeah.
There were two players who arrived at Sundowns inebriated.
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 That one. Right? And they were suspended, and for a while we didn't see them playing. But that story was just like flying in the air, never had any substance, and then it died. And one of the said players is actually a regular. Unfortunately, he's not playing now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, man. I think it's only in his best interest to do better and really try to redeem himself.
Yeah.
But I think that Kaizer Chiefs could have been more lenient. But I mean, I think he's already beating himself up. I think, he already knows what he's done. I think he knows that he's effed up. I don't think he's going to do this again.